You for staying with the Monday Report. Let's bring up some of your questions on Twitter. Trevor Mbija at Citizen TV Kenya, use the hashtag Monday Report. Let's bring up the first one, see what you're saying here. Okelo Mwalimu says, ask the good prof whether he's planning to vie for any seat, be it MP or senatorial, in the coming elections, now that he has dropped his presidential bid in favor of Baba. If not, which role would he play in Raila's government should he win the presidency? I think you've already addressed that one, Prof. Let's bring in the next one and see what you're saying. Omondi 10 says, now that Governor Kibwana has fell out of the race in support of Raila this year, when does he intend to run for presidency?
I think that question of when to run for presidency, I'm now 67, going to 60 years old, and I believe that Raila will win. We are going to do everything that we can for this campaign. And he would have to complete his term, and when he does that, we will prepare. There are, of course, several people who he will mentor and groom, and we will prepare so that we can work towards the presidency after him. And that is really something that, again, personally, I'm considering. And it takes a while. We know how long it took for Kibaki to be president. We know how long it has taken for us to begin to say that Raila the fifth. So I have never, stood. And so, as I said today, time is on my side, and this is a matter that I also committed to prayer, because I am a believer. I committed to prayer, and all I can say is to appreciate all those Kenyans who really believed that I could make a difference, and let those numbers grow. And I asked them very respectfully. I asked them to support Honorable Raila, because what they believed I could do as a president, I'm going to try my very level best to make sure that those ideas go through in the presidency to come.
Yourself and Her Excellency Jared Ngilu Kituyu were in the meeting today.
Yes.
How much of Mukambani votes do you think you can deliver? Give me a percentage that you're estimating.
Let me also say that Governor Mutua is abroad. He traveled abroad, and we are working together. And of course, it's not going to be just a regional vote which will deliver, which will assist the candidature of Raila. It has to be a national vote. But in 2017, in Makueni, we were quite organized, and there wasn't a Jubilee MP or MCA, and Raila got 91% of the vote. In Kitui and Machakos, Kitui where Kalonzo comes from, and he was a deputy presidential candidate, there were Jubilee MPs. In Machakos the same. So I'm confident that between the three of us, we will really change the face of that region, as we also work with others to make sure that there are votes for Raila in other parts of the country. I'm very confident, and even now, the people where we come from, that region of 2.2 votes now, and with a new registration that might go up to 2.5 million, I'm sure that we are going to get the majority votes, even with Stephen standing, because the people are realizing that he will not win. We supported Raila for 10 years, and this is the time to really conclude this marathon that we were on, and they really want a government that can deliver development to them. And we will do what must be done.
How are you so sure that Honorable Kalonzo will not win?
Sorry?
How come you're so sure that he will not win? This is the second time you've said it.
Because when you see where he goes, outside, our region, when he goes to other places, there isn't really much following. And even when he stood on his own, 2007, most of the votes were just from our region. So it is this question of you really have to be with others so that you make sense. And if you kind of isolate yourself, if of course there was Oka solid.
Yeah, which is with Oka right now.
Yeah, if there was Oka which is solid, then at least they may not be number 1 or 2, but as I said earlier, and as I've written even in the print media, there could be the possibility of a runoff. But even that, when you look at the figures, that might still not be so, because when you look at Western, Raila is able to get votes in Western historically by his own effort. So I think the idea really is people can stand, but they don't really. If you're not number 1 or 2, even in a runoff, then only number 1 and 2 will be involved.
Yeah.
And when you see 30 governors coming on the side of 30 or so, some gave apologies, on the side of Raila, and many of them first-term governors who are seeking re-election, if they thought that he was a weak candidate, they would not jeopardize their chances by aligning with him. So that, to me, shows that they believe that aligning with him will assist their candidatures, and that's a good sign.
Okay. Stephen is asking, saying that which track record does he leave behind for Makueni in the summary?
Yeah, this is something that we have discussed quite a lot in terms of the things that we have done. The country has been very kind to us, because many times we have been pronounced as, leading governors, a leading governor in many aspects, whether it is value addition, whether it's public participation, whether it is health, whether it is open contracting, making sure that our procurement is very transparent, even being able to have a clean report from the Auditor General. So working with young people, something I'm very, very passionate about since I was a teacher at the university for 25 years. So the people of Makueni, when we talk about our legacy, we don't say the legacy of Kibwana and Adelina Mwao. We say the legacy of the staff, the people of Makueni, the things that we have done together. And I'm proud that we are in the process of concluding a lot of this year's budget, and to really say, to the people of Makueni, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to serve you.
All right. Oyondi says this is a leader who has an honest conversation. He talks from the heart, not as a politician, but himself. Professor, your day is coming. You will lead us. Okay, let's go to the next one. Serone Jason says, I'm proposing that Governor Kibwana becomes the next Speaker of the Senate to help us drive the Azimio la Umoja agenda in Parliament. He's already talked about that. Let's see the next one. Ruben, feeling heartbroken by your decision, Governor, but it is what it is. I still respect you, sir. You're still a hope to many. Okay, let's see the next one. Robert Sochi says, kindly ask Professor, what is it that he would have done had we went ahead in the race and won the presidency, and whether he has shared that vision with Raila Odinga in the event Raila wins? Have you shared your vision for the country?
Today is when I said that I announced to the country, and before him, after some discussions last evening, because it was Thursday that we made a decision with the people of Makueni about this eventuality. So I don't want to pretend that I have in detail told him some of my expectations. And of course, I will also work with people in the strategy team so that I can put forward what it is. Things like of course, the support for devolution.
Yeah.
Fighting corruption, because that is the number one killer in our country. Making sure that people follow the law, wherever it is. Very critically, what is it that we have to do for the youth, driven by the youth, so that this employment and the hopelessness and the disempowerment that is corrected. There are many things, because we have also documentation within Muungano Party, and there's one of the affiliate parties of Azimio. We will put on the table what we think should be incorporated within Azimio. We are very passionate about those things.
Okay. Kimani Ichung'wah says Governor Kibwana says Raila Odinga taught at the university when he was a student. What did he teach? And does Professor know at least one student he taught? Kibwana knows a number of his own students, and they profess that he taught them. How about Denga?
He taught in engineering. I think he didn't teach for a long time, because I think he had some problems because of his political activism, and he went to be in a Spectre and to pursue politics. But he taught in engineering. I went to university 1973-4, and he did, at that point in time, he was teaching in engineering. So I think we have to kind of accept some truths.
Yeah.
We have to accept some truths.
Okay. Governors today endorsed Raila. So how influential are governors? That's not online now. How influential are governors on the ground?
I think governors on the ground are very influential. First of all, to be voted for as a governor, because it means, like, in Makueni there are 6 constituencies. There are other counties where there are more. Makueni, we have a population of 1 million. There are counties which are bigger than African countries, like Kakamega, like, you know, Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, and so on. So if you have won once, as I did through Muungano, you win twice, as you know, by God's mercies I have. You do certain things with the people, and you can endear yourself to the people, particularly if you're a second-term governor. And therefore, one cannot take lightly the fact that people of that caliber support a particular candidate. So, of course, in the first round, about, I think, 22 of us did not come back, but 25, I think, yes, came back. So we are, as governors, influential, and it is always important when they support somebody, particularly in the presidency. This is something that is new, and I think in the future, actually, governors are conceivably going to produce a president among themselves.
All right. Your closing remarks, Professor.
I really want to thank the people of Makueni because of our conversation, and I think I've done what you asked me to do. And I want to thank the people of Kenya, especially young people, who have, and other people, you know, who really wanted me to lead this country. And I think our time will come, and I dedicate myself to continue to work, and within Azimio, to take values, to take the vision there, to make sure that it is domesticated there, it is incubated there, and our time will come. So there are some people who are disappointed, will be disappointed, but I tell them, let's bid our time.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Prof. Professor Kivutha Kibwana, the Makueni governor, speaking to us on his latest move to join Azimio. He's one of the front runners as presidential candidate who has now decamped. A lot of this will happen over the season. We'll try and get as many candidates as possible so that you can get a chance to ask them the questions as we shape up towards August 9th when the election kicks off. So that does it for the Monday Report Town Hall session. But we're getting information here at the newsroom. The details are still very scanty that Jimmy Wanjigi's offices are currently being raided. That's the Kwacha group of offices at the General Madenge area drive, that's in Parklands. The raid happened earlier on today, and there's still information coming through that it's happening right now as we speak. We've sent our crew to the ground. There's still very scanty information. A few pictures that have been sent through. We can see a few armed people in that area. Still verification going on as we speak. There's not been much information that has come out. Nobody has spoken. The police have not said anything. Jimmy Wanjigi himself has not sent out a statement. We just know that there's a raid that is ongoing right now at the Kwacha Group offices, that's in General Madenge Drive in Parklands. But we sent a crew out there, and as soon as we get information from them, we will let you know what's really happening. There's no reports of any casualties, there's no reports of any gunfire. It's just a raid in the offices there at the General Madenge Drive in Parklands. This is happening right now as we speak. We still don't have much information, but as soon as we know more, you will definitely be the first people to know as soon as our crew gives us a bit more information. What we know is that the Jimmy Wanjigi offices are currently being raided as we speak. That's a Kwacha group at the General Madenge Drive in Parklands. All right, that's where we leave it for now. My name is Trevor Mbija. It's always a pleasure having you with us. And on behalf of the entire crew that made this possible, bye and good night.